Hi friends, it's me Terri with another word of encouragement for today, Thursday, April 21st. Have you ever longed to spend time with someone who has already passed away? My dad died suddenly of a heart attack 3 years ago this month, and I often wish that I could hang out with him again. The last time I saw my dad, he came to my work, picked me up, drove me over to Presto Pasta in Ventura, and we shared lunch together. And for some reason that day, he told me that all the men in our family tend to die at age 82, and that's how old he was. But in my eyes, my dad was invincible. And so I just joked with him that that wasn't allowed. But he did, in fact, die at age 82. And how I'd love to spend more time with him. But I wonder if today he showed up at my work, if I would even believe it was him, because I know that he died. Well, on Good Friday, Jesus' disciples lost their mentor, the one that they thought was the Messiah, the one that they loved. Jesus had told them that he was going to die, but they didn't get it. And then Jesus was arrested and beaten and killed. And while they were still in the midst of their shock and grief, Jesus shows up at their work. John 21, verses 4 through 14 describes what happened. Early in the morning, Jesus stood on the shore, but the disciples did not realize that it was Jesus. He called to them, "Friends, haven't you any fish?" "No," they answered. He said, "Throw your net on the right side of the boat, and you will find some." When they did, they were unable to haul the net in because of the large number of fish. Then the disciple who Jesus loved said to Peter, "It is the Lord." As soon as Simon Peter heard him say, "It is the Lord," he wrapped his outer garment around him, for he had taken it off, and jumped into the water. I love this part because Peter so often jumps in with both feet, right? And I think it's so funny that this time he did it literally. So the story goes on in verses 8 through 14. The other disciples followed in the boat. So Peter's already in the water swimming toward Jesus, and the other disciples follow in the boat, towing the net full of fish, for they were not far from shore, about 100 yards. When they landed, they saw a fire of burning coals there with fish on it and some bread. And Jesus said to them, "Bring some of the fish that you just caught." So Simon Peter climbed back into the boat and dragged the net ashore. It was full of large fish, 153. But even with so many, the net was not torn. That's pretty amazing too, right? So Jesus said to them, "Come and have breakfast." None of the disciples dared ask him, "Who are you?" They knew it was the Lord. Jesus came, took the bread and gave it to them, and did the same with the fish. This is now the third time that Jesus appeared to his disciples after he was raised from the dead. Can you imagine what a special time that was, hanging out at the beach with Jesus, eating a meal that he had cooked for them? After he conquered death on the cross, Jesus could have just gone back to heaven. But he appeared to over 500 people, and this was the third time that he appeared to his disciples after his resurrection. The disciples did what Jesus said, and they saw a miracle. And the next thing they knew, just like at the Last Supper, Jesus was serving them a meal. And they knew it was the Lord. They were witnesses to the resurrection. John 14 tells us that before he went to the cross, Jesus told his disciples that he would not leave them as orphans. His Spirit would be given to all who believe and accept the salvation that he offers. Eventually, Jesus did go back to heaven, but his Spirit is always with us and guides us just like he did the disciples. I wonder how many wonderful things we miss because we don't respond to a prompting of Jesus. When you connect with him and obey him, you will see amazing things. Provision that seems impossible, strength to do what you know that you couldn't do on your own, peace in the midst of tremendous heartache or the storms of life. And sometimes you respond and do something or say something to somebody that his Spirit guides you to do. And the other person tells you, "Oh my goodness, that was so perfect." And you both know that it had to be the Lord. And because of his death and his resurrection, we not only get to spend eternity with the God of the universe, you and I get to see fellow followers of Jesus again someday, like my dad. Have a great day, friends. We'll see you next time.